sweetie, good night. What about story? Okay, fine. We'll read from your favorite book, Mobility and Context. Tonight we're going to read about body fat composition. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Tatiana.
Tatiana was feeling very out of shape, so she decided she was going to start working out. After months of hard work and dedication, Tatiana was finally feeling fit.
You see, Tatiana knew that in working out, her anthropometric characteristics had changed, which are body measurements that are used to evaluate health, dietary status, disease risk, and body composition. She decided to use skin fold thickness measurements as an accurate way to assess her body fat composition because it was easy to calculate, simple, easy to access, and relatively inexpensive.
Tatiana was so excited about getting skin fold measurements taken that she invited her friend Matthew to get them taken too. They found out that there's some differences in skin fold measurements between men and women. Men have measurements taken at the chest, belly, and thigh, whereas women have them taken at the triceps, suprailiac, and thigh. They asked their friend Tanya if she could take the skin fold measurements for them, since she was a student physical therapist who had been trained to do so. She told them that she would need to take the measurements on the right side of their bodies, grab their skin with her thumb and forefinger about half an inch from the measurement site, and then lift up from the muscle, applying the calipers, and wait for about 4 seconds before reading them. She would need to repeat each of the measurements 2 to 3 times.
To be precise, when taking Tatiana's tricep measurement, Tanya felt for her acromion process and olecranon, and then took a measurement that was in between the two and marked it so she knew where she would need to take the measurement.
She had Tatiana keep her sleeve out of the way, and when she was ready to take the measurement, she pinched with her hand about half an inch above the measurement site, and then with the calipers at the measurement site, she had Tatiana extend her arm slightly and then relax, and then took the measurement for about 4 seconds. To take her suprailiac measurement, Tanya pinched the skin that was about 2 centimeters above her iliac crest in line with her axilla and held her calipers at a 45-degree angle, holding it for about 4 seconds. To take her quadriceps measurement, Tanya felt for her ASIS and then measured down from there to her proximal patella. She then made a mark in between these 2 points at which she would take the measurements. She had Tatiana move her shorts, and she also had her move all of her weight to her left leg to not interfere with the measurement. She then pinched very hard, about half an inch above the measurement site, had Tatiana flex and then relax, and took the measurement, holding it for about 4 seconds. For Matthew's chest measurement, she took the measurement about 1/3 the way from his nipple to his armpit and held it for about 4 seconds at a diagonal angle. For Matthew's abdomen measurement, she pinched vertically about 2 centimeters to the right of his belly button, making sure not to pinch his belly button, and held it for about 4 seconds. His thigh measurement was taken the same way Tatiana's was. Each of their measurements was taken a second time going through the cycle, not taking the same measurement at the same site twice in a row so that the fat wouldn't be compressed. To calculate their body fat composition, the formulas for body density were first used for their respective genders. Tatiana's measurements were 22 for triceps, 17 for suprailiac, and 25 for thigh. The sum of these measurements, 64, along with her age of 23, were plugged into the female formula. That result was then plugged into the body fat percent formula for a result of 24.97. Matthew's measurements were 8 for chest, 12 for belly, and 23 for thigh. The sum of these measurements, 42, along with his age of 22, were plugged into the male formula. That result was then plugged into the body fat percent formula for a result of 12.13. Since Tatiana was 23 and had a body fat percent of 24.97, she had an average body fat percentage. Since Matthew was 22 and had a body fat percent of 12.13, that meant he had an above average body fat percent. They were both very proud of how fit they had become and lived happily ever after.
I like that story.
Alrighty, sweetie, it's time for bed. And tomorrow night we'll read about mental function.
Yay!